Thank you very much, Ms. Clark, and thank you for organizing this beautiful observance and testimony to our beloved colleague. I want to praise John Lewis, not the congressman, but John Lewis, the member of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, a relative handful of students who began a process that transformed America forever and brought down the walls of American apartheid and Jim Crow through the extraordinary force of their physical courage, their moral courage, and their political courage to confront an entire system of racism bearing down upon them. And the end of their struggle was nonviolence, to create a nonviolent society committed to justice and equality for everyone. And the means of arriving at that nonviolent just society was nonviolence itself. So even as the sheriffs and the police officers unleashed the German shepherds and the billy clubs on them and the water hoses and the tear gas, they still remained remarkably nonviolent the entire way there. And I asked John Lewis when we got to travel down south on the civil rights tour with the Faith and Politics Institute about where he thought things were. And I think he felt that in terms of civil rights, we'd been moving things forward. But in terms of violence, we still had not remotely turned the corner. And I said, well, what is going to make the difference? And he said, when people realize that violence doesn't work, leaving aside the morality of it, violence doesn't work. And we talked about the Vietnam War, and we talked about the Iraq War. We talked about gun violence sweeping the streets. We talked about domestic violence. And I want to say that the spirit and the memory of John Lewis live in this body, in this institution, which loves him. But I see the spirit of John Lewis today in the streets with the hundreds of thousands, the millions of young Americans who are demanding nonviolent, just, and peaceful transformation of our society. John Lewis lives in the young people today, and he would be so proud of the young people of America. I yield back.